So today we'll discuss about software development life cycle. Means in the software industry, if you want to work on any type of project, okay, first you should have the knowledge. Means how the software development process will be starting, and what are the things will be in the middle, and at the end what happens. Means you should know end to end process. So this SDLC means software development life cycle gives an end-to-end idea about the software project. Okay, so we'll start with requirement collection. As you are able to see, the first step in software development life cycle is requirement collection. So here in this phase, what happens? If you consider any software industry, there will be a BA. Okay, so there will be a person called BA, and in some companies there will be a product manager, and in some companies you may call that person as a delivery manager. Okay, so depending upon the company, the terms may vary, or some companies may have only BA, and some companies may have only PM, and some companies may have delivery manager, or few companies may have combination of these. So let us consider BA as of now. For our understanding, we will consider BA. So this BA is nothing but a business analyst. Business analyst. Okay. What he will do? He will go to client place or customer place. Okay. So here customer, they will be having their own requirement, so that they will communicate whatever they want. Okay, means what type of application they want, and what type of functionality should be there in their application, or what type of feature should be there. Okay, and what is their business requirement. So they will explain all those things to the business analyst. So business analyst, what he will do? He will try to document. What he will do? He will document all the requirements, whatever given by the client or customer. So he will be documenting all the requirements given by the client in a systematic manner. Okay, like requirement 1, requirement 2, requirement 3, like this. Okay, so after this phase, what happens? It will means he will be preparing a document called requirement document. Okay, that is nothing but the requirement collection phase, or requirement collection, what you call step. Then what he will do? He will try to communicate, or he will come with this document, requirement document, and after getting this requirement document, all the people in the industry, in software industry, here you are able to see, right? HR, architecture, finance, cost related, time, resources, and technology. So all the people, means BA, HR, and administrative people, and the technical people, what they will do? They will try to analyze, or they are trying to study the feasibility of these requirement implementation, whether it is possible to implement the application or the project, whatever the client is given, means according to those requirements. And if they start to implement that application, then what is the architecture, means what type of architecture we need, and what type of finance, means what means how much amount or budget will be there for this project, and how many resources in the sense it might be number of people and number of hours. Okay, so and what type of technology should be there, means to implement this project, what are the requirements, whether we are having already all those requirements, or we need to add few more what you call resources, and whether it is possible to complete this project within the expected period of the client. Okay, so everything will be discussed as a part of feasibility study. So as a part of feasibility study, the people are trying to understand whether the requirements given by the client is feasible for our company to implement or not. Okay, once they consider, means they come to know, like after discussing all the things, if they come to know like there is a feasibility to implement the project according to the budget, what do you call, resources, technology and all. If there is a shortage of the technology, people and finance and everything, they will try to adjust that budget, and they will communicate the same thing to the client, means what type of budget it requires and what type of technology it requires. So depending upon their understanding, they will try to get resources or finance from the client if he is okay with whatever these people come up with. Okay, so then next phase, means if everything is going, means everything goes okay, and client is ready to provide the finance whatever these people, software industry people, are expecting, and whatever the resources they want for to hire them, they may again ask the client what you call support and all. So if client what you call supports for all those things, or he signs up, or he is ready to provide all the things, all the requirements, or all the what you call resources needed for this project, then business analyst will try to convert this feasibility requirement document into, or requirements given by the client into design document. Design document mainly consists of two. One is HLD and one more is LLD. Here HLD means high level design. High level design. This is low level design. What is this high level design and low level design? Okay, let us understand this one. For example, here, if you consider client has given a requirement or feature, that is login. Okay, so here client use the requirement like there will be a user, he will be having email and password. By using this, there will be a user, and that user will be having email and password. By using email and password, they should be able to log in into the application. That is the requirement of client or customer. Okay, so business analyst means written these requirements as a requirement one. User login model should be there. Login model should be there, and in that user should be able to log in with email and password. Okay, so this is the requirement. But in high level and low level design, what happens is here this, what are the requirements are there already documented. These requirements are converted into pictorial representation. Okay, some people may go for wireframes. Some people may go for use cases. Some people may go for other pages, static pages. Okay, so here let us understand how this design will be. If you go to high level design, they will convert these requirements into some pictorial representation. So this is login page. Here there will be two fields called email One more is called password. Okay, here there will be a button called login. So these requirements are converted into some pictorial representation. This is nothing but a design document, or you can call it as a high level design. So by looking at this, user means development team or testing team or the other people who are all working on the team or in the project, they will easily come to know. So we should have this type of module or feature, that is login. Okay, in that we should provide two text boxes. One is email and one is password. Means user should be able to enter the email and he should be able to enter the password. Then he should be able to click on the login button, so that once it is done, means when it is means user is entered email and password and clicked on login, then he should be able to log in into the application. So this is nothing but design. This is high level design. If you go for low level design will speak about each and every field or each and every object within that what you call picture in detail. For example, email means email should be, means if you consider email, then what type of emails we can provide, means what is the validation and all, means what is the format of email and all, and what is the maximum length and all. Okay, when you consider password, and again means what are the password rules and all. Okay, so it will be giving clear picture about each and every field or each and every sub feature within this model. Okay, that is nothing but a high level design and low level design. So this is all about the design. Okay. Next, coding. Next step is coding. So we'll try to understand what is this coding. Coding means actual development, means already there is a requirement document, means collected by the business analyst or documented by the business analyst. Then after requirement collection, already feasibility study is done, means what are the financial requirements and what is the cost and what type of resources are required and what technology we need to use and what is the period to complete this project. Everything is understood as a part of feasibility study, right? Okay. Then design, as you know, means there are so many types of design documents. So if you consider in high level, there are two types of designs, high level design and low level design. So this design is nothing but converting requirement document into some what you call design or pictorial representation, so that the people who are all working in the project, they will be having clear understanding of the requirement. Means by looking at the picture, they will be having clear idea, means what type of feature we are going to develop and what type of things should can be expected out of that model or that feature, right? Okay, so that is all about design. Then coding means after getting clear idea about going through requirement collection and design document, coding means actual coding or development. You can call it as a development. Okay, this phase will be getting kicked off. Means development team, means developers will be developing the project or their coding. Okay, after completion of the coding for that particular module, then it will be given to the testing team for the validation or verification, you can call it as. Means this testing ensures this coding is nothing but actual implementation. Implementation is done for the login module. Now it should be tested, right? Means whether that functionality, whatever developed by the development team, is working fine or not. For example, if I enter a valid email and valid password, valid email and valid password, and if I click on login button, then whether I am able to log in or not, when it means I should be able to log in, right? So that functionality should be verified before moving or before giving that feature to the actual customer. So we need to verify and we need to make sure that functionality is working fine or not. If it is not working fine, then again it will be communicated to the development team. Again, the development team is going to modify the things or update the things, and again it will be given to the testing team, and testing team will again verify whether it will be working fine or not. If it is working fine, then this phase is passed, and this phase is okay. Next comes to installation. Installation means after testing all the things, means after implementation and testing all the things. Here just we took one example, login. So if you consider any project, there will be a number of modules or features. So for each and every module, there will be requirements, and there will be a feasibility study, design, and coding. Okay, so after coding, there will be testing for each and every module. So if we complete coding and testing for all the modules for that project, then there will be installation. Installation in the sense, here after development and testing, if it is working fine, then it should be delivered to the client, right, or customer. So the product, that product or that feature will be installed or deployed in the client's environment. Okay, so we can call it as a client server. Okay, so after installation, again there will be one more phase called maintenance. Maintenance is nothing but it is like after deploying or installation of that feature or the project in the client's place or client's environment, if they face any problems, okay, or difficulties, then for specific period, okay, specific duration, our people in the sense development and testing people supporting will be supporting for the client. Okay, if they face any problem, so we will take that as our issue, and we will try to resolve that issue, and again or fix that issue, and again it will be tested, and again we ensure or we communicate that it get resolved. Means this maintenance will be for specific period depending upon the agreement. Specific period, it is not forever. For example, if we developed a project for 1 year and it got installed in client place, then the maintenance might be around 1 month or 4 weeks or 2 weeks. It depends. Okay. At the starting itself, there will be agreement between the customer and the software industry, so that how many weeks we are going to have a maintenance, or we are going to support that project. Okay. So depending upon that, we are going for the maintenance. I think you people are very much clear about this software development lifecycle, right? Requirement collection is the first phase. Here, BA is going to communicate with the client, and they will try to understand the requirement of the customer, and it will be documented. Then feasibility study. When that requirement document is ready, then internally, means software industry is going to what you call analyze, means to complete that project or implement that project, what type of resources, what type of budget, and what is the duration, and what type of things should be needed as a part of this project. Then design, that means requirement document will be converted into some what you call pictorial representation uh, to understand the customer requirement very clearly and easily also. Okay. So coding is nothing but actual development or implementation. Then testing is verification of the implemented feature, whether it is working in accordance with the customer requirements or not. Okay. Then installation means deploying the product into customers place or customers environment. Then maintenance is nothing but supporting. Okay, we are going to support for some specific period. Okay, if there are issues, then we are going to take it as an priority, and we are going to resolve that issue or problem. Okay, this is all about software development life cycle. Okay, so Now let us understand different types of software development life cycles. Okay, so if you consider software industry, depending upon the type of the project and depending upon the what you call uh, project size and depending upon the technology they are going to implement, okay, they can choose different types of software development life cycles or SDLCs. Okay, so before going for each and everything means as a part of software testing, first let us understand what are the different types of software development life cycles are available. Okay, so first and foremost and easiest software development life cycle is waterfall model. What is the waterfall model? It is also known as linear sequential model, or we can call it as a sequential model. Okay, so here again there are many steps as a part of software development life cycle. Means if you consider waterfall model, first one is requirements. As previously we have discussed requirements, this phase talks about the communication between BA, PM, or delivery manager, okay, and client. Okay, there will be a communication between the business analyst and the client, and their means client will communicate what are the requirements they have and what type of features they want, okay, to the BA, and BA tries to document all those requirements. So that is nothing but the requirements collection. Okay, next design. Design is nothing but converting these requirement document into some pictorial representation. Okay, that might be high level design or low level design. Next, development. Development is nothing but actual implementation. Means after understanding the requirements of the customer clearly, this development is nothing but actual implementation or actual development of the feature. Okay, once this is developed, then it will be given to the testing team for the verification. Okay, so testing team means the testing team, what they will do, they are trying to verify the functionality, whether that is working as per the requirement given by the customer or not. If it is working fine, then everything is good. Then deployment. Deployment is nothing but again the same thing. Means after that product is ready and it is working fine as per the requirements given by the client, then it will be deployed or it will be installed into the client's environment. Then maintenance. Maintenance is nothing but support. Means the software industry people, that is development and testing people, are going to support for that product for some specific period or some duration, okay, according to the what you call, according to the uh, means according to the what you call agreement. Okay, means for a specific period they are going to maintain the product. Okay, so now let us understand when we can use this waterfall model, or for what type of projects this waterfall model is suitable for. Okay, so first one is this is suitable for requirements are not. Okay, so this type of waterfall model is suitable when there is no change of requirements frequently. Means once requirement is given by the customer to the BA or software industry, those requirements are not going to change frequently. Means they are fixed or freeze. Okay, for that type of project, this waterfall model is suitable or best one. Okay, next is when the application or the feature is not a complicated one or a bigger one. Means if we are going to implement a very small what you call feature or module and that is not very much complex, then we can prefer waterfall model as a software development lifecycle for our project. Then project is short, means if the project is short, means it is not going for longer period like 5 years, 6 years, 10 years and all. If the project is for 6 months or 1 year, okay, then we can go for waterfall model. Next, requirement is clear, means even though in some projects client gives some requirements to the business analyst and those requirements are may not be clear. Okay, so if the requirements are not clear, then this waterfall model is not suitable. When and when only requirements are very clear, we can say crystal clear, then only we can follow this waterfall model for that project. Then environment is stable, means if our environment is not having any issues or it is not floating or it is not having any dynamic issues, then we can prefer waterfall model. Okay, and next one is technology and tools. Again, waterfall model selection depends upon the technology and tools, whatever we are going to implement that project. If they are stable and they are not dynamic, then we can say waterfall model is best for that project. Then resources are available and trained. Here, this is most important one. Okay, if you want to implement any project or any feature, then you should have sufficient resources with specific or required skills. Okay, then only it is possible to implement the project within a budget, within a period, and with the quality. So when you choose waterfall model, you should have ample amount of resources and they should have all the skills required for that project. You mean that means all the resources have sufficient training for the technology. Okay, so then only we can choose waterfall model, or we can say waterfall model is suitable for the project when and when only we are having all these conditions met. Okay, next we'll try to discuss advantages of waterfall model. So if you consider any thing in this world, there will be two phases. One is advantage and one more is disadvantage, right? So when you consider or when you follow the waterfall model, then what type of advantages you can see? One is this model is simple and easy to understand. Means this is very simple what you call software development life cycle. Means there are sequential phases. Okay, there is no like repeating and all. So this is very easy to understand and it is very simple one. Next, here each and every phase has specific deliverables. If you consider requirement phase, then requirement phase is having a deliverable called requirement document. If you consider design phase, then design phase will be having a design document, that is what you call pictorial representation, high level design and low level design deliverable. Okay, so if you consider any phase, it will be having its own deliverable. Okay, next, one more what you call advantage of this waterfall model is each and every phase or process are completed once at a time. Here means there is no mixture of two or more phases or two or more what you call steps in this waterfall model. Here we are considering only one phase at the single time and we complete that phase, then we move on to the next phase. Okay, so there will be no overlap between two or more phases. Next, it works well for the project where customer requirements are very well defined and they are understood very well. Okay, means this waterfall model is best suitable or it works fine when requirements are crystal clear and we understood each and every requirement clearly. Okay, so these are the advantages of waterfall model. Next, we'll talk about disadvantages. As you know, each and every model or each and every technology or each and every process will be having its own limitations, right? So here waterfall model is also having some shortfalls, or we can call some what do you call disadvantages or limitations. First one in that is, once application is in testing stage, then it is very difficult to go back and change something. Okay, so already you passed these many phases called requirement collection, next feasibility study, then design, then implementation or development. Next, now we are in testing phase. Okay, so while verifying the product or the what do you call feature, that time if you come to know like there is a mistake in the requirement. For example, the requirement is not a valid one. Okay, then there is no way to go back and change the requirement because already you crossed requirement collection phase, you crossed feasibility study phase, you crossed development phase and design and development phase. Means you already crossed so many phases. Now you are into testing phase. If you get some issue here or you come to know there is a mistake in the requirement, so it is very difficult to go back to the requirement phase and change that requirement or update that requirement. So that is the one of the disadvantage of the waterfall model. Okay. Next, no working software is produced until later. Okay. So here what it says is, this second point says is, when and when only you cross all these what you are pass all these phases: requirement collection, feasibility study, development, design, development and testing and deployment. Okay, after passing all these phases only you are able to see the actual feature as a customer. Okay, till that time there is no way to see the feature or the product or the model or the functionality. Okay, that is one of the disadvantages. Next, high amount of risk and uncertainty. Okay, here there is high risk and uncertainty because if something, if you come to know that something is not good in some phase, then there is no way to change that or update that because you need to go all the way back to first phase and you need to traverse through all these intermediate phases. Then only you are able to what you call achieve that updation or improvement. Okay, so that there is a high risk. Okay, for example, here and means we understood some requirement and we documented, then feasibility study is done, then design is done, then development is done and testing is done. Means for all these phases we assume like everything is fine. Then when we give this feature after testing to the customer, means we deploy that to the customer environment, then customer sees that feature first time and he says like it is not what I required, okay, or what I expected. Then it will be a big shock for each and every person in the project. Okay, because the things whatever they invested till this deployment phase are waste. Okay, so there is a high probability of risk and uncertainty. Next, not a good model for complex and okay. So because here there is no dynamic updations or changes. So if we follow this type of software development life cycle for complex and object-oriented projects, then it is not a good model. Okay, are not suitable. Next, poor model for long and ongoing projects. As already I mentioned, It is not at all suitable for the long time or ongoing projects. It is only suitable for, or it is best for very short term projects like 6 months or 1 year. Okay. Not suitable for the projects where requirements are at moderate and high risk. Okay. If requirements are changing again and again, okay, and requirements are not stable, then it's not good idea to go for waterfall model. So these are the few disadvantages or limitations of the waterfall model. Okay. Today we will stop here, and in the next session we'll start with another software development life cycle or model, and we'll try to understand what are the things good in that good in those what we call it, development life cycles or models, and what are the limitations. Okay, so thank you.